Welcome to Gate Easy. Today's session will be with regard to the introduction about the Gate Easy, the portal as well as the website, and also with regard to the Gate exam for you students. And also Gate Easy has its own learning management system which can be accessed both through the website as well as on the Play Store with regard to this application called as Gate Easy. And we are not only providing GATE as a engineering exam, also with regard to the other exams like competitive exams like UPSC, CSAT, we are providing the training facilities, and also like other exams like RRB, SSC, AEE, state level exams, all those competitive exams we are providing training facilities through our institute. In this particular seminar, the session, we are going to provide you some information regarding the GATE exams as well as what you are going to get from this trying for this GATE exam. So generally, what is the perception is like the with respect to students is that we just follow blindly. If someone is doing something, we just go follow. If someone, my classmate is applying for GATE, whether I'm interested or not, whether I know about the GATE exam or not, just because he's applying there, he is my friend, I just follow him blindly. And sometimes what will happen, sometimes it may be also because of the success stories. Suppose my senior has got into an IIT, or suppose my senior has got into placed in a PSU job, then because he has got a success story, then just by looking at that person, I'm getting inspired and I'm trying to follow this GATE exam. That may be the scenario. And the third scenario may be with regard to confusion. I am not about aware what the things can be then, and I am not sure what is my future after this 4 years of my course, whether I want to go for my master's, whether I want to do my job. I am not aware of such things, so I am in a dilemma or a confusion state. So in that scenario, here in this session we'll be mainly targeting what this GATE exam provides you and how different are this GATE Easy website or GATE Easy portal is different from other competitors. First, let us understand what is this GATE. So the expansion of GATE is nothing but the Graduate Aptitude Testing Engineering. Here we are speaking about more in terms of engineering because our target is mainly, especially now with regard to this session, target is only with regard to civil students. So we'll speak mainly with regard to civil engineering students here. So the exam will be conducted for probably more than 25 papers. In that civil engineering is a part of that exam. And this exam mainly targets your comprehensive understanding of your subject which you have been taught already in the college. The subjects will be your undergraduate subjects only. So whatever you have been taught in the college, those are the subjects which you are going to be, which will be helpful for you in clearing this exam. And mainly this GATE exam is nowadays a computer based test which will be a duration for 3 hours. And also if you qualify or if you just qualify this exam, you'll be providing a GATE score, and that score is valid for 3 years. So with using this GATE score card, you can directly apply for your higher studies as well as masters, or also in terms of PSU job placements anywhere else. And this GATE exam will be conducted by the 7 IITs as well as the one institute called as Indian Institute of Science here, Indian Institute of Science. So these are the institutes which will be covering with respect to your GATE exam. So these are the institutes which are responsible for conducting the GATE exam. And now in this year, that is 2022, it will be with respect to IIT Kharagpur. Suppose if you are writing for 2023, then it will be a cycle again, it will be IIT Kanpur for 2023. So these are only with regard to the organizing institute which will be carrying out the GATE exam. And what will it get you? Why should I go for a GATE exam? Successful attempts, this is important. Not an attempt is not a bigger thing, but successful attempts that provides you information. Here the word is successful. You have to target your success here. But here in this case, if I have to have successful attempt, suppose if I got a very good score, then I can pursue my masters in these premier institutes called as Indian Institute of Science, IITs, NITs, and or any other reputed institutes. Even for that case, your PGCET, if you are writing your PGCET, suppose if you are cleared GATE exam, directly application, you did not write your PGCET exam. You will be directly called for your counseling there. So that is one of the advantages there. And also, if you get a good scorecard or good, if you are getting a very good high score, you can directly get into the PSUs, government jobs, where you get at least the salary package of minimum of at least 60,000 per month. and it will be a central government job there. So examples will be like IOCL, Indian Oil Corporation, it may be Airport Authorities of India, it may be BHEL, it may be Baba Atomic Research Center. Anyway, directly all these PSUs will be recruiting based on your GATE scorecard. Suppose if you are getting a GATE scorecard of more than 70 marks in your GATE, you will be called directly for their interview. Suppose if you are getting only 30, you will not be called at all. So that is the only difference, but you have to score very high scoring in this institute. If you want to join this organization as a job, you have to score very highly. And suppose if you are interested in teaching, you want to pursue your career as a faculty, yeah, getting your masters from your IITs or NITs will be helpful for you in getting in your job as a teaching faculty in your normal colleges. So that will be very helpful for you in terms of your professional course as teaching profession. And also with regard to the GRF and SRF, this is also a fellowship it will be provided by the central government. Based on your GATE scorecard, you can directly apply for these institutes, which will be providing some uh, which will be carrying out some research activities in their institutes, where you are required to do some work related to these jobs, that is junior research fellow, JRF or SRF, and you also will be paid a handsome salary there. Similarly, you can get into a scientist job, you can get into research associates if you are very interested in terms of research, those can be carried out. And also in your post graduation, the R&D that can be helpful for you because you're already going to IITs or NITs. And many multinational firms, they consider GATE score, so which will be helpful for you if you are trying to apply abroad for a job opportunity. If you have a very good GATE scorecard, you can directly show this thing and you will be among the creamy layer there. So you will be the first one to be picked among the other candidates. And some institutes, like some various institutes like NUS, National University of Singapore, they also consider the GATE scorecard for their master's program as well as PhD program. This is just for your example. Similarly, if I have to go, as I mentioned, PSUs, public sector undertaking, if you have a public sector undertaking there, then as I mentioned, HAL, Sale Authority, BBNL, DDA, all these things, Airport Authorities of India, everywhere, almost state level as well as the central government level, all these things you can directly get your job there directly after your graduation. So there is no need for your masters also here. Based on your GATE score, if you are getting a high enough GATE score, you will be directly called for the interview. If you are able to crack this interview, you will be placed in a very high reputed central government job. So this is what gets you into the profession. Suppose if you want to do your masters, then you can also join with respect to your IITs or some NITs. Why should you go for an IIT or NIT? Because it is one of the topmost premier institutes in the country, and you have very good facilities like infrastructure, faculties, all those things. Everybody will be highly qualified there. And also there are many young leaders and founders, Microsoft CEO, the Google CEO, everybody is almost from IITs. And also the courses offered, which they offer in IITs, is very special compared to normal colleges. And also you can directly get into the rankings among the top performing institutes in India. IITs and NITs are the top performing institutes. And also if you're getting your placement through your IIT, your packages will be the highest package compared to any other colleges. And finally, just for your academic or extracurricular activities, you probably will be aware of such co-curricular or the cultural fests that will be occurring in terms of top IITs, which is very famous, which will make some certain noise in the other colleges. These are the various opportunities where you can get into the IITs or NITs, finally getting your masters and finally getting a heavy package. And the GATE eligibility for any year nowadays, the basic thing is you should be a graduate student, 4 years complete your civil engineering degree, or else you can be in the BA student and in your third year, probably you might be in your fifth semester. You are also eligible to apply for this GATE exam, and because this GATE exam will be valid for 3 years, the validity is for 3 years. So even after you graduate, the validity will be still more than 1 year there. So based on that validity, you can directly apply for any PSUs as I mentioned, or an IITs, or in a local level colleges itself. So that is one of the advantage you are going to get through this GATE exam. And the exam pattern. The exam pattern is as simple as mentioned here. There are two standard questions, that is will be with respect to the general aptitude. Here you will be having more in terms of English comprehension. The other one will be with respect to your numerical ability. English comprehension and numerical ability. So these are the two sections, and you will be having a maximum marks of 15 marks. That is the standard marks. This marks will not vary. Whichever the question paper may be, whether it is civil engineering, whether it is chemical engineering, any engineering branch, for that reason, the marks, total marks awarded through this section will be 15 marks, and that's the standard marks. So this question paper pattern will be consisting of total 65 questions, and out of the 65 questions, 10 questions will be through your general aptitude. From these 10 questions, you will be having two types of questions, that is 1 mark question, the other one will be 2 mark question, 5 marks of this question, 5 marks of this question. So totally you will be getting a score of 15 marks through this only this general aptitude. You are getting a score of 15 marks through this general aptitude. Then comes your technical subjects. In that technical subject also your maths will be included, engineering mathematics. Through this engineering mathematics, the maximum marks you are going to get from this engineering mathematics is almost in the range of 13 marks. 13 marks, because the total marks out of this paper, that is you have 65 questions, but the total marks will be for 100 marks. So out of the 100 marks, 13 marks will be coming from engineering mathematics. The remaining marks, 72 marks, will be with your technical subjects. Here the technical subjects will be water resource engineering, geotechnical engineering, transportation engineering, environmental engineering, etc., etc. So these are the marks. So generally, what is the type of questions? What can you expect from such questions? What is the understanding, level of understanding from these questions? It will be 4 types. One will be with regard to recall. Second one will be with regard to comprehension. Third one, application. Fourth one will analysis and synthesis. For example, if you want to give with regard to recall, you just have to remember certain things. It's just based on facts, and it's mainly based on your memory. So for example, there is a question. Based on this question, you have to identify only one answer. It's just like a dash question, fill in the blank kind of question. So there is nothing extra special that you need to understand here. Directly, you will be learning these things when you are in your college or by now, and you will be able to get the answer from this thing. So that is based on only memory. That is your recall kind of questions. The second type of questions will be with regard to your comprehension. Means you know certain thing, but there are other aspects of these options A, B, C, D, and you have to comprehend which is the better answer here. Not all these questions will be your right answer. So probably you might think all these questions may be the questions here, the options provided here may be right, but it may change. But here you have to understand your comprehension, that is your understanding. Whether the seasoning of the timber is essentially done to what. Now you have to read the options, then through this option you have to identify which is the correct answer. This is the thing with regard to comprehension. The third one will be with regard to application. Now for example, you have to understand some knowledge about the subject and also have something called as logical reasoning. In this case, it will be probably you have a foundation, you have some eccentric loading, you have certain formulas for this thing, and how to formulate, whether first you have to understand the question, then from this question what are the data provided and what the proper formula which I need to utilize here, and from that formula will I be able to get this answer here. So these are the types of question with regard to application. Then comes your analysis and synthesis. With regard to analysis and synthesis, again as I mentioned, here you have provided something called as data or some diagrams or some images, and also some here as in the example here provided here, you have some data also provided here. Through this you have to get your final answer, probably by making some certain assumptions which will not be provided in the question, or probably separating some useful information. You have to separate out the whatever the data is provided through this question and finally get the answer. So this will take some time. So normally, because you have 65 questions and you have some almost over 3 hours, almost like 180 minutes. So almost at least one question, the maximum time you should be providing with respect to will be 3 minutes. So within 3 minutes, if you are able to answer any question, you're already in a good path there. So that is one of the advantages here. There is time. There will be time. It is not like a time there is no time. Can I solve all the question? No. You should understand what is relevant, what is required for you from your side. Similarly, the next question, like that, probably this kind of questions, there will be something called as common data. But nowadays we don't see such kind of questions, but there may be scenario. Common data questions and also a linked answer questions. For that answer, here for the example, probably in this question paper was with regard to 2009, I guess. And here it was mentioned that there is a common data. Through this common data question, there are two questions here. So you have to answer both the question. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to answer, because there is also negative marking. But the data provided is for common for both the questions here. That is the important thing. And these are the various types of questions that can be asked with respect to your GATE exam. So these are the various types. What is expected from you? The next will be with regard to the type of questions. And generally it will be three types of questions. 1, 2 and 3. The first type will be with regard to multiple choice questions. It is just like a normal multiple choice questions. A, B, C, D. I have to select either the one of the correct answer here. Probably it might be D or it might be A or any other thing. And in this multiple choice questions, there is negative marking. So what does this negative marking means? Because now I have two types of question. One is 1 mark question. The other one is 2 mark questions. Suppose if I make an incorrect question answer here with respect to multiple choice, if it is carrying out 1 mark, then I lose 0.33 marks of my total. That is my 1/3 of marks. Suppose if I attempt a 2 mark question and my answer will be an incorrect answer, then it will be 1.33. How is that? 2/3 of 2 marks. So I will be losing 1.33 marks here. So that will be affecting my total score there. So I should be aware of such things. The other thing is with regard to multiple select questions. Here also you will be having the options like A, B, C, D. But in this case, I have to select the right answers. So here it will be like factors affecting something. For example, factors affecting something. The factors may be A, C and D. And this is the right answer. Suppose if I have done only A and C. Even though these two are right, again I have missed out the point of D point here, I will not be getting any marks. But in this case, there is no negative marking. Similarly, then the other type of question is numerical answer type of questions. Here it is nothing but a fill in the blanks type of questions, where I need to give the exact answer in terms of decimal places. So in terms of decimal, probably the answer might be 2.96. To 2 decimal places, I should get these values of 2.96 only. Then only I'll be getting the full marks. Suppose if I got a values of 2.92, I will be not getting any marks. But also there is no negative marking here also. So these are the two types of questions where you will not be having any negative marking. But in terms of multiple choice questions, which will be the probability of these questions will be high, that is my multiple choice questions, there will be negative marking. So if I have any doubt, if I don't have doubt in my answering ability with respect to this type of questions, better not to attend, because the risk is very high. The risk is very high compared to the marks also. Higher the marks, higher the risk. So that is the thing with regard to types of questions. Same thing in the example, if I want to say MCQs, I have a question, there are 4 options A, B, C, D, I have to select any one answer. Similarly, this is with respect to MCQs. In terms of multiple select questions, all the options which are the correct answers are there, I have to select. Suppose if I have selected only one, but still it is a correct answer, but the correct answers requires the other two also, which I had missed, I will not be getting any marks. So this is with regard to MSQs, multiple select questions. The last type will be with regard to numerical answer type questions. Here it is nothing but a fill in the blanks. There will be a dash, you don't have any options, you have to select the answer, you have to find out the answer here. And it will be the values which they want, which they expect, they will be provided. That is 2 decimal places, 4 decimal places, that will be provided in the question itself. And also the unit will be provided in the question. You have to find out the answer here. And suppose in this example, the answer would be 56.99. And if I use more of my knowledge, and suppose if I do 57.00, I will not be given any marks here. it will be 0. If I get this value of 56.9 and only, then only I'll be getting that max, allotted marks. Suppose if I had got a value of 56.97, then this is also wrong. That is the reason which when they mention it as 2 decimal places, the 2 decimal places also should be right. Then only I'll be getting this answer. And that is the reason, because of such questions, for these type of questions, there is no negative marking. There is no negative marking. Gate cutoff. So this gate cutoff, what is this gate cutoff? Because the paper is for 100 marks. Out of 100, you have to score, last year you had to score 29.2 if you are a general merit student or a open category student. So that is the target mark which you need to get. Suppose last year I wrote this exam and I have got only 29.2 marks, or suppose I got a marks of 30 marks. I have qualified the GATE exam, I have qualified the GATE civil engineering exam, but is it enough? It is enough only to get into a normal state level engineering college for your master's degree. It is not enough for your IITs, NITs or any POCs. That is the main thing that you have to understand. And this GATE score cutoff will be changing year wise. So in 2021 it was 29.2, whereas in 2020 it is 32.9, almost 33. 33 is the marks there out of 100. So in this range, if I look at this, in 2019 it was 2028, 2018 it was 27, 2017 it is almost like 29. So I cannot make a prediction what will be the GATE score cutoff in this year, because it will take on the number of candidates, it will depend on the number of candidates, what is the difficulty level, what is the number of seats available for your master's program in IITs, all those things, and what is the category. Recently EWS, economically weaker sections candidates was also included in this exam. So if you qualify this exam and if you get into any IITs or any college for that exam, for that matter, you are going to get a GATE stipend of 12,400 per month, which will be helpful for you to pay the college fees as well as your own pocket money. Because 12,400 into 24 months, that is for 2 years. If you join any IITs or NITs, or that case any engineering college in your state, even if you want to join in your same college which you are studying, if you are getting college, if you are getting your admission through GATE, the college will be providing, that is MHRD will be providing you GATE stipend of 12,400 per month. So which will be covering your college fees as well as your own expenses there. And our target should not be that. Our target should be get into an IIT or IITs or NITs or something, at least in terms of a PSUs. So for that, if I want to get into a PSU, the cutoff marks will be in the range of 60 to 80 for a general merit. That is my open category students. So if you get score of more than 60 or 70, depending on the which are the PSUs which are applying, probably IOCL this year probably to expect 65. Probably Airport Authorities of India expect something like 70. It depends. Again, this is for open category. Obviously, for an OBC or SCST, the marks will be reduced accordingly. So our target should be in terms of PSUs. So directly after getting into the PSUs, as I mentioned, we are getting a high package, government salary, government job, life is settled. Or if you are going to get into an IIT, you are always branded for your life as a IITian tag, IIT on NITian tag. That will be helpful for at least where you are getting your job placements, not only in terms of college placement but also outside. Once you are outside, you can directly tell somebody that you are an IIT graduate or IIT postgraduate there, which will be very much helpful for you. The main thing is, whatever the money you may be having, that will not be helpful for your admission in terms of IITs or NITs, because to get into an NITs or IIT, you have to qualify this exam. You have to get sufficient marks in this exam, and that should be your target. And finally, coming to our score 60 approach. So in GATE easy, so here we are trying to make that GATE, that in our sense the GATE is nothing but a barrier, and we are want to ease that barrier for you. We want you to go through or pass through that GATE easily. So in this case, what we try to do is something called as score 60 approach. It is called a score 60 approach, which we call here. And here in this approach, what we expect is we read minimum, but we score maximum. How do we do that? So in terms of understanding this part, now these are the various subjects which you need to study for your GATE. So this is all provided from your syllabus, GATE syllabus. As I mentioned, general aptitude carries 15 marks regardless of the paper toughness or anything. That will be 15 marks will be standard. And in terms of engineering mathematics, as I mentioned, the marks can vary up to 10 to 15. So this is a standard thing. Now probably maths, not everybody will be comfortable, but you have studied all these other subjects. You may have studied irrigation or hydrology, you may have studied fluid mechanics, you may have studied surveying, you may have studied other branches here. But our target is you study less, you study minimum. So which are the scoring subjects here accordingly to this data provided here? If I look here in terms of environmental engineering, the minimum marks is almost 10, average marks is 10. In terms of geotechnical engineering, the average marks is in the range of 14 or 15. In terms of transportation engineering, almost the average marks is almost in the range of 9, or you can take 10 itself. In terms of structural engineering, not necessarily that you have to be comfortable with steel structure, or it might be not with respect to your RCC, but you might be comfortable with respect to engineering mechanics. You might be comfortable with your SOM, strength of materials. Through these subjects also, you can score marks. Here also the total scoring marks opportunity will be in the range of 15 marks. So again here also 15. So either if you directly take up these subjects, one here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't take maths as of now. If I take these subjects, almost I can score more than 65 or 60. So there is no need for me to go into surveying. There is no need for me to go into fluid mechanics of or irrigation here. You may be comfortable there, but for a mathematical ability and scoring opportunity, the subjects which we have highlighted here is the which provides you the maximum score. So in our scenario, as I mentioned, it is nothing but the subjects with high weightage. So generally, as I mentioned, general aptitude is standard. 15 marks is the standard marks. Geotechnical, I have taken a standard average here in the range of 14-15. So I can take 15 here. Structural engineering, definitely more than 15. But here I have considered it as 15 because it is consisting of more than 5 subjects, almost 5 subjects here. In terms of environmental engineering, the recent trend shows that it is almost in the range of more than 10. In terms of transportation also, it is almost in the range of 10. Even if I take the lesser of these values, 60 marks if I consider, that is my target. So if I am able to get 60 marks out of this 100, probably I will get into an IIT, or probably I might even get into a PSU, depending on the category. So that is our target here. And normally, what is the strategy? And how at a GATE easy, what is the strategy we provide you? First thing is understanding the importance of what to prepare. It is just like a plate of your meals. In your meals, you are not going to eat each and every part. What is needed required for you, you only pick those items. Similarly here, you have to understand what to prepare and what not to prepare. So that is mainly we target in terms of what to prepare. And our faculties will be mainly considering with respect to previous year question papers. They'll first ensure that your previous year question paper are solved for you, and then from this question paper, what can you expect in the next year? So because this is the thing which you need to understand. The more you solve your previous year question papers, the better it will be for your understanding. And because by solving these question papers, you will be having a better understanding with respect to your fundamental concepts, which will also be taught in the classes, regular classes also. And we'll also provide some important formula, code book, facts on a regular basis while we go through these previous year question papers, or sometimes the mock test or the previous year question papers there. So this is our GATE strategy, which we're going to show it for you. And as I mentioned, the same thing, score 60. That is our target. By scoring what? Minimum subjects. In that minimum subject, what is the minimum subject we are selecting here? 5 subjects. Probably that structural engineering part consists of sub-subjects there. But if I consider as a whole, it will be more in terms of 5 subjects. So here we are only targeting these 5 subjects, and here we are trying to provide you the revise the concepts and for those who are already preparing, for who has to intend to start afresh as well. So here you are going to have a better opportunity for you to refresh what is already learned in your college. Probably you might have learned there orally there, not knowing what is thing that what is required and how to solve this kind of questions. Just by heart you have learned certain things. But here this exam expects you to understanding this question, and as also finding the answer expectation is high in this condition in this exam. And through our course highlights is because, as I mentioned, read less, score more. So in our reading less, we have almost in some of 70 sessions. It will be almost mostly in the range of online recorded classes. The extra live classes will be taken additionally, but 70 will be the recorded sessions for you. And as I mentioned, because we are targeting mainly 5 subjects, 5 test-wise tests will be provided for you, as well as complete 3 full question paper tests will be provided. And because we are also comparing content entirely with respect to the GATE syllabus, standard GATE syllabus, it has been recently updated. And also all the classes will be taken by frontline faculties. And the major advantage you are going to get is all these lectures can be accessed 24/7 anywhere, any device for one subscriber. If you have taken the admission here, anywhere, anytime, any number of times, there is no viewation. There's like you can only view up to 3 times, only view up to 5 times, nothing like that. You can view it any number of times. And also for your doubt, there is also something called as chat support within the application itself. And also you can also mail us, and these doubts sessions or the clearance will be done within a stipulated period of time. And the validity of this course will be until the GATE 2022 exam, that is will be probably in the range of second week of your February. So in our course session, as I mentioned, our target is only 5 subjects. One is general aptitude, structural engineering, geotechnical engineering, transportation and environmental engineering. So our expectation is 65. Even if we fail our expectation, at least I can definitely guarantee you for 60 marks. So this is out of 100, 60 marks out of 100 here. So that is if I are able to crack all these questions. And this is the analysis made with respect to previous year question papers. So I can definitely assure you for this 60 marks, if you attend these 70 sessions, that is more than sufficient for you. That is what because the stipulated period of time, you can directly get into these aspects. And normally already you know the dates. The GATE exam already date has been announced. Probably by the first week of January, that is 3rd January, you are going to be getting your admit card. And in your probably first week or second week, you'll be writing your exam, probably second week, I guess. So probably you have less than 2 months here time. So you will be having a high work schedule. You have also colleges, you have some work pressure, you have some college duties. And through this, if you are able to get into a better scale here, or probably if you are able to target is your real target is these dates, then you need to start preparing, and we are here for you to help. So normally this is our website information which has been provided here. It's a crash course because the limited time is less than 2 months here. And here as I mentioned, this is the main principle is like minimum subjects, maximum score. Here which you can directly buy this crash course at the price of 7,000. Actually it was 10,000. Now it has been reduced to 7,000 because of the pandemic and other issues, and which is a very affordable price point from if you look into the other competitors into similar in terms of our classes here. We are definitely less than half of their price. I can definitely assure you that. I always provide you some assurance that this is the quality material which you are going to get. You are getting something, and also because here there is unlimited views, and it can be accessed both through your mobile phone as well as your computer systems. And if it is for your application wise, this is the symbol which you need to expect for downloading through your Play Store. KTC, this is the symbol which you have to look into the App Store. And you need not immediately pay this amount. You can have a preview. We have recorded sessions of our other classes of the same material. You can have a preview. You can have a go through of those video lectures, And if you feel comfortable and if you feel this amount is reasonably well which you can spend, I think it is worth your money. And as I mentioned, in terms of free classes, first initially download the application and have your look at the application, look at the videos. There are many free videos, free classes here. You can look into those classes, and if you feel comfortable, if the way of teaching is expected is reaching your level, I feel it is definitely worth your time. You can take up all this worth your money of 7,000. And some normally the questions asked for us will be generally here will be with regard to the classes. How will the classes be conducted? Generally, the classes will be conducted with respect to recorded videos itself, because which will be accessible for anywhere, anytime. It is not like a recorded live session that you have to come by evening 5 o'clock. There is no need. It is all recorded. And can I join anytime? Yes, definitely you can join anytime, because it is all recorded lectures. You can access, you can join this session, and you can directly get the recorded videos, video lectures. And if in case any doubt or anything, that will be cleared in the material itself. And also the study materials will be provided after each sessions. After the session completes, the study material will be provided to you. And we will be providing a schedule of classes for these weeks. For these coming weeks, we'll be providing a schedule of classes, that is your lesson plan. And according to this lesson plan, each day we'll be having some sessions already uploaded. You can directly access it, get your doubts cleared from the faculty, and just follow this session plan. That is more than sufficient for you to crack this exam. The other questions will be like, what will be the duration of the sessions? Normally the duration of the session will be less than an hour. Generally, it will be in the range of 50 minutes to 1 hour. And because it's a recorded session, suppose if you are going through the material, 30 minutes is finished and you have some interruption, you have stopped it, again come back, again you can directly start from the beginning. There is no limit here. There is, as I mentioned, it is unlimited views. Again, it is nothing but the any number of times. The views can be any number of times for any one student. Either you can access it through the portal, that is your application, or else it can access through the website itself. And the doubts will be cleared through your faculty member itself, that is a special faculty member, through the one is chat inference with respect to your application, that is in your student portal itself. You have something called the chat interface. Directly post your questions, the subject faculty will answer your questions in a stipulated period of time. And suppose if you have high questions, there is a possibility that there will be separate doubt clarification session which will be conducted if the student requires. Finally, I hope it is worth your money, it is worth your time here, getting to know about this exam and getting to know about this course, that is your crash course. I have the best wishes for you, and thank you.